Today's review, we get to play with blocks and then destroy them. Double your fun. That intro sounded like I was hinting at something else. What was it? Oh, whatever. Welcome to today's GameTunnel review. I'm your host, Kyle Meeks, and this is a game that actually isn't completely out yet. It's still in alpha, and it's called Voxatron. Developed by Voxatron Games and debuting with the infamous Humble Indie Bundle, Voxatron right now is more of a game engine than a game itself, and it allows you to play in a world made completely out of voxels. What's a voxel? A voxel is kind of like a three-dimensional pixel. Now, think about a bitmap imaging program like Microsoft Paint, and how every single pixel in the field has its own value. Now, imagine a giant cube made completely out of these 3D pixels, or voxels. Every voxel has its own value, so you can build things in 3 dimensions the same way you'd build retro pixel art in 2 dimensions. Now, what Voxatron is a voxel-based third-person shooter with pixel art, destructible environments, and a voxel building editor that allows you to make pretty much anything you want with a blocky, pixel artistic aesthetic. Now, where have I heard this before? Now, a game about playing and creating, gives you the tools to build pretty much everything you want, world made completely out of blocks. Oh yeah, Legos! Now, all joking aside, I'm not saying Voxatron is a Minecraft clone, but it definitely shares certain themes with Minecraft. The pixel blocky aesthetic, and both games encourage people to be creative and build pretty much whatever they want. And this is where Voxatron, as it is now, really succeeds. As a tool for creating things, Voxatron allows you to make some really cool looking things, kind of on a smaller scale than Minecraft. The level editing tools are essentially a blank canvas, or a blank cube-vis, for people to put whatever they want into the game. But it's the game part of Voxatron where things really begin to fall apart. Pun intended. Now, I honestly think we could rename Voxatron Serious Sam, the voxel robot blocky strafe-a-thon. And I don't think we'd be too far off. Now, I know what you're thinking. And that's disgusting. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. A blocky robot strafe-a-thon with destructible voxel environments can't be all bad, right? Well, it's the strafing that's the issue. Now, I have to admit that a lot of my problems come from the default controls. Now, with the default settings, it's very easy to end up shooting in exactly the wrong direction while you're trying to strafe around hordes and hordes of enemies that are just rushing straight towards you and diving out from behind cover before it crumbles before you and going for that health pack right before you die and dodging millions of voxely bullets and go, 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 go! But being able to shoot in the right direction is kind of a big deal in a game like that. So when you make a game like that and make it difficult to aim, that's just a huge mistake. Then, of course, after a little bit more time, I found that you could go in the controls and fix those problems. Essentially, what you need to do is map the movement keys to WASD and the directional shooting keys to the directional keys. And that makes it a lot easier to strafe around in circles with billions and billions of enemies. So what my real complaint is, why aren't those the default controls? So Lexalafel, if you're watching this, I'm begging you, please make those controls the default controls, because that makes it a lot easier to make your game a lot more enjoyable while you're strafing around millions of enemies, and that's cool. But not being able to aim with your default controls sucks the fun out of the game, no matter how great the game is, and no matter how many awesome voxel-based, cool-looking enemies you have. It can't make up for that when you can't shoot them in the right direction. There are also some balance issues that really need to be figured out. I think that there needs to be some tweaking of the hit points that your character has and the damage that your attacks do, in order to make this game flow a little bit better as an actual game. Voxatron at this point in development also has no semblance of a purpose or a story in the gameplay right now. It's essentially a voxel-based robot goes around and shoots a whole bunch of voxel-based bad guys. And the voxel-based bad guys are cool, they're very well designed, some of them are very challenging, but killing those things can't be the only purpose of the story. Well, I don't know, maybe it is. And that's the thing about Voxatron. Right now, we're just going to have to wait and see. So color me interested? I'm not sure. I'm going to be kind of wary of this one until they fix the controls and until the actual game itself is a little bit better and more structured. I think I'm gonna hold off until I find out more about it and it's actually fully released. So here's my verdict. Voxatron as a tool is actually a really cool tool. It allows you to build pretty much whatever you want with a pixel art blocky aesthetic. A little bit more detailed and on a smaller scale than Minecraft does. As a game, it could be a lot of fun, but there's some things that really just need work, and we're going to have to see throughout the development process where the game comes out. But that's it. The show's over. There's no more time, and it's sad, I know. But if you want to continue the word communication in English y en español, I have Twitter. GameTunnel has Twitter. Do you agree, disagree on what we say about Voxatron? Let us know below. Hit us up, and we will continue to talk more game reviews and everything you ever want to know. Until then, keep thinking and play smart games.